So, with more and more information coming out about the Mass Effect Legendary Edition, well, more issues tend to surface. Like, for example, Miranda and how she's now going to be censored. Because apparently Bioware decided, hey, look, let's get progressive. Yeah, that's not going to go well for your sales. Hey, what is going on, everybody? How are you all doing today? I hope you all are having a wonderful and fantastic day today, and if not, hopefully you all will have a better tomorrow. So, Bioware's decided to go full Puritan, because now they are going to be altering the camera angles to not focus on Miranda's butt. Well, at that point, you might as well have just said, Bioware, hey, we don't want your money, because this is going to turn off so many people, and so many people are already outraged by this, understandably so, because people are tired of this. Nobody likes to see censorship in games, and everybody's sick and tired of seeing this constantly happen in video games all the time. And BioWare has proven that, they don't want your money. They're totally allergic to money. And the NPC media, we can't forget to mention them because, they are praising, they are bowing to BioWare on this decision. Like Kotaku here. In Mass Effect Legendary Edition, BioWare bounces bootylicious butt shots. Or this article, Mass Effect Legendary Edition will change the gratuitous Miranda butt shots. They keep coming out with all these articles. Another one here, Mass Effect Legendary Edition changes camera shots that focus on Miranda's backside because, sexy woman bad. Because that's what they always say every time. And what they're doing here is they're taking away the attractiveness of women. They're censoring women. And the thing of it is that people, it rubs them the wrong way. And it's just people are tired of it. And this is what leads to a big turnoff for people to buy a game. This is why people are not going to buy a game. And for good reason. And this is why I think that more Japanese titles are going to start going up because, you look at Japanese game devs, they're not afraid to make attractive male and female characters. They're not afraid to do that. And that's what makes me think that Japanese games are going to start going up more because people are going to like that. I got to give a shout out to Black Sage D here. He had some great statements on this. Like this one right here where he states, and if you all don't know what I'm talking about, BioWare confirms that they're allergic to money. And, he's right because when things like this happen, it's basically a reason for people to just be like, no, I'm not going to buy your game because, they don't want to see the censorship. And it continues to happen, which, like I said, leads more people to not wanting to buy the game. And we're going to look at this article from Niche Gamer here. Mass Effect Legendary Edition to alter camera angles to not focus on Miranda's butt, female shepherd, upskirt. We're also going to take a look at a couple of tweets here because the clown mob on Twitter, they're praising this censorship and they're attacking gamers. It's a bunch of insanity. We'll get to it in just a moment. But taking a look at this article first. BioWare developers have revealed that while models for major female characters will only be improved in Mass Effect Legendary Edition, some camera angles will be changed to not focus on fan service or sexual scenes such as Miranda's butt because, like I said, sexy woman bad. That's what they think. That's the way they always look at it because they can't stand fan service. It's ridiculous. Think of it is that when you're working on a game that's supposed to be a remake, it's supposed to just add improvements, not make things worse. Nobody wants to see things be taken out or, make things worse or censored. Nobody wants to see that in remakes. And that's the reason why people don't buy these games because, when these remakes happen and then they learn of things like this happening, it turns them off. So let's take a look at that statement, though. So a couple of statements here. Then specifically around the animations, we couldn't really change a lot of those. But there were times where you could change the camera to not focus on one of their animations. So a male shepherd animation would have him sitting with his legs quite wide open with a low camera, where if you were wearing a skirt, it would be a bit unflattering. So we can't necessarily change that animation. But you can raise that camera up slightly to reduce the problem. I do think a lot of things have changed since the original games, but I don't know if I would say we were ultra concerned about it or anything like that, but there were considerations.
Kevin actually called out some camera cuts that were just, why was that focusing on Miranda's butt? So in some cases we said, okay, we can make a change there, but ultimately to change an entire character model or something like that wasn't really, it was a decision that was made as part of many creative decisions and just showing it at the best possible fidelity that we could going forward is really the choice for all of the art we had.
Oh my dear God. So what they were doing here is they were just like looking at the characters, the female characters, and they were like, yeah, let's take away that spicy appeal. That's basically what they were doing here. I mean, and that statement really tells you that. And because what could they do? What could they possibly do to take away the appeal? Make her look like Abby. Because that's basically what the Western gaming industry does. Because in the Western gaming industry standards, women can't have beautiful curves. Despite the fact that there are women in real life that actually have that, but it's like they want to just remove that, and instead they want the pro golfer Abbies, or they want the characters to be like, overweight, or they want the characters to be like Sticks. I mean, that's really what they want them to look like. I mean, you see it a lot in the comic book industry. That's a big place where you see it, like, all the time. I mean, take a look at Marvel Comics and DC Comics. You'll know what I mean. So, another statement here. Whenever we've ever discussed doing the remaster, I think you put all options on the table to start with, right? But you need to keep what I think is the heart of what the franchise was. What people remember it to be, which is the choices that you made, the characters that you meet, the encounters you've had with them, and sort of draw a line in the sand and say, no, that is what people loved, and that's what they remember. And sure, the controversy around the ending, and we understand, I certainly understand, how that didn't hit with some people, but I don't think you suddenly just go in and try to change anything in that regards. You're keeping the heart of the franchise, huh? Yeah, you're not doing that. If you're going around and changing camera angle shots because, we can't focus on Miranda's backside. Are you kidding me? Like, that is absolutely absurd. A remaster, as I stated, is supposed to improve. It's supposed to make things look better visually, and maybe add other things that could actually improve upon the story. Instead, they think that censoring parts of the game, that's still sticking to the heart of the game. Yeah, right. Yeah, that's not sticking to the heart of the game. I mean, seriously, censoring a game, that's not sticking to the heart of it at all. Like, my God. What kind of excuse is this? And we've seen this multiple times. I mean, look at Resident Evil 3 Remake. They censored Jill. I mean, and then they just screwed over Nemesis's character. Look at Final Fantasy 7 Remake. Same thing with that, where Square Enix had to throw in an ethnics department. I mean, it's ridiculous. And then looking at Twitter, of course, the Puritans are running around stating things like this, like, Bioware cut some of the questionable camera angles in Mass Effect 2, like the ones focusing on Miranda's butt, and the gamers are mad. Because, they think that, oh, look, gamers, they just gotta jerk into this stuff. Like, that's not what it is. Like, think of it as that people are just tired of the censorship. And, they always try to make the excuse that, you can just go look it up on Google, look up the prawn. Yeah, well, that's not what it's about, as I stated. People are just getting tired of censorship in all the games. I mean, that's what they're sick of. And when you look at Mass Effect, what is Mass Effect rated? M for mature. So how in the world does censoring the game because of a character's, looks, right? How does that make sense? M for mature. Mature audiences. Like, I mean, this makes me think that the future of this franchise, how they're going to have a Mass Effect 4, this makes me think that this is not going to go over well at all going forward. Like, it looks like it's just going to be a complete disaster because they're probably going to play the story safe, censor more things, or, cut more things. Like, and that's why, to me, this sounds like the future of Mass Effect with Mass Effect 4. It sounds like it might be a disaster. Now, I mean, I don't know that, but just from what I'm getting from this, it just sounds like it's going to be. And then, of course, the director to Fallout New Vegas, Josh Sawyer, came in here, and this is what he stated. To all gamers. And if you notice, he censored gamers. So, he's pro-censorship, clearly. And so he states gamers like that to censor it. Who are heartbroken by this, if you go to Google and type in prawn or butt prawn, you will find pictures of butts and more. That's not the whole thing. See, they try to make this the argument, but that's not what it is. They try to say that, it's about the gamer's jerk. No, that's not what it's about. But, gamers just don't want their games to be messed with. They don't want it to be censored, And that's the frustrating thing. Now, I got to give a shout out to Andrew here. This was great, where Andrew stated, yo, what's with all these dudes looking like creeps? I swear they all say this is objectification of women. We need to do better because they got skeletons in their closet. that is true. Oh, man. I mean, like, when you look at it, like, they do look like weirdos. I mean, I agree. Like, that's what you get out of all those people that are soy boys. They all look bizarre as can be. And, think of it is that you look at what happened with Final Fantasy VII. You look at the remake and how they brought in an ethnics department and then shrank Tifa's breast, which was absolutely ridiculous. I mean, and then you look at Soiny and their standards as well and how they've changed everything. But, with the whole Tifa issue, I mean, I know of some people that didn't even buy the game because of it, and I don't blame them. And censorship's a terrible thing, and it shouldn't happen. And I even know of a specific moron who even went out there and opened their idiotic mouth and decided to actually still call Tifa a Lady of the Night, despite the fact that she was censored, even though she never should have been censored in the first place. And Tifa's not a Lady of the Night. And the funny thing was that came back to blow up in that Puritan's face, and it was absolutely glorious. But the big thing is that people, they don't want censorship. And you want to talk about a way for a company to completely lose money? Oh yeah, censor games. Be sure to do that, because if you do, well, people are going to walk away, and that's the thing. People look forward to a game being remastered the way it should be, just as a graphical enhancement. And, if it's going to have things cut away from it, or if it's going to have censorship in any way or form, well, yeah, don't expect people to buy it, because people aren't going to want it. And seeing this, well, it just says what might happen with Mass Effect 4 and how much of a shit show it could turn out to be, which is not looking like a good sign already. But anyways, let me know what you think about this entire situation down below. Subscribe to the channel if you are new here, and make sure you were still subscribed, because YouTube is unsubscribing people from all their favorite channels, so make sure you were still subscribed to all your favorite channels. Hit the video with a like, and also be sure to share the video on social media. Spread the word and get it out there. It's greatly appreciated, and it really helps out the channel a lot. Also, be sure to follow me on Discord. We have a wonderful community there. Not only that, but it will keep you up to date on when the newest videos will be released, as well as any other upcoming events in the near future. So be sure to follow me on Discord. The link is in the description down below. But anyways, I hope you all have yourselves a wonderful and fantastic day today. And remember, if today was not a good day, tomorrow could always be better. Take care of yourselves and everyone around you. And have yourselves a good one out there, everybody.